Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the January 6, 2020 Informal County Commission meeting. Happy New Year to everyone. We don't have anyone to address the commission tonight. We'll call the meeting to order. We have a couple of presentations. The first one is from Mr. Justin Hosford, Adult and Teen Challenge in Middle Tennessee. Justin, if you would, just come up to this microphone right here.
Good evening. My name is Justin Hosford, and I serve as the campus director, along with my wife, of Adult and Teen Challenge in Middle Tennessee. Adult and Teen Challenge is a Christ-centered, highly structured program for adult men with life-controlling issues such as drugs and alcohol. I lived in addiction for about 20 years of my life, and this is the ministry where those chains were broken of addiction, and my life was turned around. This is a 13 to 15 month long program. The men they live there. They have classes and groups there, and we just opened up a campus here in Clarksville this past August. This is a ministry that started over 60 years ago by a pastor in Pennsylvania named David Wilkerson, and what began as an idea has now grown into over 200 centers across the United States. It's over in Europe and Asia and 90 countries. This ministry works. We believe that Jesus Christ is the answer to the addiction problem that we face. I think nobody would doubt that we have a huge problem right now with addiction. Nearly 2,000 deaths last year from overdoses, and that doesn't count, just the addiction with alcohol, families that are torn apart. A study done just recently by Evangel University, they've done a study on Teen Challenge students 1 year after graduating the program, and they come up with 78% of the students remain sober and substance-free 1 year after graduation. 92% reported no legal problems. 25% have enrolled in some sort of school, including myself, and 91 reported improved relationships with their families. I would put that up against any rehab or program there is out there. This is it's a long-term program. Some of these 30 days, 60 days will dry you out, but we're looking for a total life change from the inside out. We have a website, atctn.org. You can go check us out, and we're also on Facebook of Adult and Teen Challenge of Middle Tennessee. I brought a few brochures I was going to leave.
Investigator Stone, he'll make sure that we get them. Justin, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Mr. Harper, do you have a question to Justin?
I do. Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank Justin for being here tonight. Many years ago, I watched a movie that Pastor Wilkerson did, which was called The Cross and Switchblade.
Yeah.
And that became the fulcrum for me to come to Christ as a result of that. So thank you very much for being here. Great organization.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you're doing very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Pritchard, I'm sorry. We have another question for you.
It's a full program. Here in Clarksville, we're doing the induction phase, which is about the first 5 months of the program. And then once they complete the induction phase, they would go to Memphis to finish the program.
Okay, and one other question. As far as referrals, you get referrals from Montgomery County, city?
Yes, we have guys come from all over the state and surrounding states. I think a lot of people just didn't know that we're here in what we do, but we have some of the men are able to work with the courts and get sentences either reduced and sometimes taken away if they're willing to complete this program, because it's a hard program. But yeah, we'll take referrals from wherever.
I'm sure it is. I'm glad that you're here in Clarksville and Montgomery County. Thank you.
We are too. This community has been outstanding.
Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome.
Veterans Treatment Court, Mr. Ed Moss.
Good evening. Happy New Year. I think this body votes on a number of resolutions for the treatment court, the Montgomery County Veterans Treatment Court specifically, but I'm not sure if there's ever been a update brief back to this body in reference to what we're doing in Montgomery County. And I wanted to provide that update brief to you. And this is something I'm going to start doing on a quarterly basis. And at the year end, I'm doing a year-end review again, so you will know what the tax dollars are being used for and what you're voting on for us in the veteran community. As it stands to date, we have 69 participants in the Veterans Treatment Court right now. I'm going to vote on 4 tomorrow, which will give us 73, and I have 5 more that I'm going to vote on January 28th, which will give us right around 78 participants in the treatment court. But to encapsulate what we've done in 2019, there's a handout that's on your desk that you can look at. On page 1, it shows that we took in 60 new participants in 2019. There's a number of charges that are associated with those individuals. However, the average age of those participants are 34. There's 32 active duty service members. There's 28 veteran service members. The average age or average term of service for those 60 participants are 8 years. 42 of those 60 have been combat deployed, and there's 16 as you were with a mental health diagnosis. If you look on the back of page 1, you will see 47 of those participants have DUIs. However, those DUIs come with other additional charges, whether it be utilization of a handgun under the influence, whether it be implied consent, whether it be evading arrest. Those are all associated with the DUI. Also, there's 12 participants in the program that was in from 2019 that has some type of assault, whether it be aggravated assault, simple assault, or domestic assault. There's 2 participants that had drug charges, and there's 1 participant with another charge, which was evading arrest. On page 2, in the handout, it shows that 42 participants graduated from our program in 2019. So again, we took in 60, 42 graduated. And page 3, it highlights the individuals in our program, which were 12 that were terminated. Those 12 were terminated for various reasons, more so just being terminated for not being in compliance with the court's programs. And that number is a little bit deceiving. I say 12 terminated, but that's just kind of the database that we use. Only 10 was terminated. We had 2 that was deceased in the program in 2019. 1 from an accidental drug overdose, and 1 committed suicide. So as it stands, really, we had 10 that was terminated for non-compliance, and then those 2. Like I said, I think it's very important for this body to understand what we do and to have an update brief, at least quarterly, in reference to those numbers, because, you vote on a number of resolutions for us, you keep the program going for us, and I think I owe that to you so you know exactly what we're doing.
Any questions of Mr. Moss? Commissioner Knight.
I just want to say thank you, you specifically, and the Veterans Treatment Court for what you do for veterans here in the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? Ed, we appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, we have 1 zoning request, CZ 19-2019, application of William and Emily Shropshire from C1 to AG. Mr. Tyndall?
Thank you, Mayor. This is case number CZ 19-2019. Again, that's William and Emily Shropshire. Let's get this pulled up. This is 1.51 acres, currently zoned C1. We don't have too much of that around in the county. It's a vacant parcel of land, fronts on State Route 48, approximately 1,800 feet north of the 48 and Lewis Creek Road intersection. It's in County Commission District 4. They're requesting to go to ag, and here you can see it's sort of way out there on Highway 48. Ag is all around it. There was one small parcel that was rezoned years ago to C1 with the intentions of doing some commercial out there, and the applicants want to build a home on the site and are requesting to go back to ag for that purpose. It's in the rural area of the growth plan. We did not receive any comments or concerns from other departments. This will be served by septic. There'll be one house on the property. It is in the Cumberland Planning District. Planning Commission recommends approval. The zoning request is consistent with the adopted land use plan. The ag zoning request is not out of character with the surrounding properties, and no adverse environmental issues were identified. The Planning Commission also recommends approval.
Any questions of Mr. Tyndall? Thank you, sir. We'll now go into public hearing to hear public comments related to CZ 19-2019. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on behalf of this application? Anyone to speak on behalf? Anyone to speak in opposition? Anyone to speak in opposition? All right, we're now closing the public hearing. On to the next item on our agenda are resolutions. First resolution is 21-1, resolution of Montgomery County Board of Commissioners authorizing the lease of computers. Any questions regarding 21-1? 21-2, resolution of Montgomery County Board of Commissioners approving amendments to the 2019-20 school budget. Any questions? 21-3 is a resolution of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners to amend Resolution 19-110, adopting term limits for various committees. Any questions there? Resolution 21-4 is a resolution to donate a 0.31 acre parcel in South Industrial Park to the City of Clarksville for a police precinct. There is a typo on there. That actual amendment is to donate 0.13 acres. And so I'll need somebody to make a motion to amend that next Monday. Any questions regarding 21-4? Commissioner Harper.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe there was a proposal to put this precinct at the Rossfield campus. Is this in lieu of that?
It's my
request?
understanding it is, yes, sir.
Okay. The clarification.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Beal.
Thank you. Can you tell us exactly where this will be located?
It's a sliver of land that is, I guess you would say it would be west of where the fire station is. Is that about right? Isn't that it, Frank?
Yeah.
Northwest, well,
Right
if you're
there,
looking
okay.
at the map, it'd be west. Technically, it's northwest. It's just a little small, I don't know, 80, 100-foot wide?
That's what we want to do anyway.
You might, yeah, if you don't mind.
So in reference to the fire station and the EMS station, it's just to the left-hand side of the fire station. It is just a sliver of land. During the Hancock developmental phases, the EMS station and the fire station were developed. When the IDB deeded that property over to I may say this wrong, I believe it was the city on the development of the fire station, they looked at the development of potentially a police precinct in other areas of that area, and it came back, this would just make sense. 0.13 is all they're looking for in this matter, and this really is better access, in my opinion, based on the other parcels that they looked at.
Thank you.
And I'm free to answer any other questions about that.
Any other questions regarding 21-4? Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Thank you, sir.
21-5 is a resolution to appropriate funding for the purchase of engraved brick pavers using funding from bond proceeds dedicated for art purchases. Any questions related to 21-5? Resolution 21-6 is a resolution requesting improvements to State Route 236 Rossview Road from east of International Boulevard to Hayes Lane from the state of Tennessee, Tennessee Department of Transportation. Commissioner Beal.
Thank you. Do we know where the city is on doing their improvement work right in front of Rossview schools?
It's my understanding that that project was put into 2 phases, and they are in the second phase of right-of-way purchase, and hopefully construction will start maybe summer of this year.
Would that be before or after we start this work?
Oh, it would be way before. This
Way
is
before.
really just kind of putting in motion the ability to hopefully get some funds from TDOT to do this work.
Are we going to see construction happening on both, or improvements done on both at the same time?
I would doubt that we would. I would anticipate that the construction in the city portion would be completed before this starts.
Awesome, thank you.
No guarantee, but the way things move at that level, I would say it would be afterwards. Commissioner Gannon.
Money to that, or are we just asking them to do it?
What this does is this kind of sets in motion a process to get the state to do, it's a technical report, I think is what it's called now. And basically, they look at a preliminary alignment. They put together a cost estimate. This road is not in our long-range transportation plan. So we have, if we pass this resolution, then we can ask for the technical report. Once the technical report's done, we can amend our long-range transportation plan. Then we can ask the state for some money. When we ask the state for the money, it's because of the improved project, it will be way down the list. For us to get it moved up, we'll have to put some skin in the game.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions regarding 21-6? 21-7, resolution amending the budget of the Montgomery County Information Technology Department in the amount not to exceed $125,000 for the purchase of software and equipment for the commission chambers, discussion and voting system. Roughly, Commissioner Beal.
Maybe you were just getting ready to answer, I apologize, but I've had a couple of citizens that are concerned about closed captioning when it comes to the YouTube stream. Is there any way, or are there any plans for this to be incorporated in with that at any point?
I think based on the research that we have done, it is easier for us to hire somebody to do that. I see Mr. Burchett back there nodding his head. Mr. Harvey's been very involved in it as well. I think we meet the intent, or I think we meet the law as it's related to closed captioning. But there is not, as part of this purchase, that particular software or whatever is not part of this purchase.
What would be the process if we wanted to get that included? Do we know how much that would cost?
I don't
anything
off
like
the top
that.
of my head. Mr. Burchett, do you? We can get you an answer. We'll email it to y'all before our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
And I might add that about 70% of this will come out of reserves, from the archive reserve, because they are permanent value. Some of what we're doing is permanent value record. Any other questions? All right, Resolution 21-8 is a resolution to acquire certain real estate located on Needmore Road, Clarksville, Tennessee, for the purpose of a new animal care and control facility. Any questions regarding 21-8? All right, 21-9, initial resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $32,900,000 general obligations bonds of Montgomery County, Tennessee. Any questions? Commissioner Harper.
Mayor, thank you. Do we have a breakdown? I assume this is for the expansion projects? for the school system, correct?
Mr. Taylor? Hold on.
That's
Mr.
for-
Taylor?
That's for the schools that we had the resolutions for this past month, plus the $4.3 million in capital outlay notes we had for Eastland Park, plus the $2.3 million for the school's capital projects at the beginning of the budget year.
Can we just get a breakdown on it before next week?
Sure.
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Any other questions regarding 21-9? 21-10 is really just a companion resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in Montgomery County, Tennessee, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $32,900,000 in one or more series, making provisions for the issuance, sale, and payment of said bonds, establishing the terms thereof and the disposition of proceeds therefrom, and providing for the levy of taxes for the payment of principal of premium, if any, and interest on the bonds. Any questions? All right, under old business, we have two items that were deferred from our December meeting. The first one is 19-12-9, resolution by the Montgomery County, Tennessee Commission ratifying the Clarksville-Montgomery County 2040 Growth Plan and forwarding it to the Tennessee Local Government Planning Advisory Committee for consideration. Any questions? All right, 19-12-12 is a resolution of Montgomery County Board of Commissioners appropriating funds for the purchase of the Manual Family Life Center for CMCSS Language Immersion Program. Any questions? Commissioner Knight?
I just had one question for Dr. House. I was wondering if everything was still good to go with the contracts that were stated between the schools and the individual compartmentalized schools that they had at that particular area.
I probably should have added this. Mr. House and I spoke today. If you recall at our last meeting, I think Commissioner Gannon asked for a survey, a building inspection, and some other things. And Mr. House wants to defer this, but if you want to go ahead. I think that contract answers, but I'll let you answer it. How's
Correct.
that?
There were two in question, one specifically with a public school or private school that's in the facility. And there's been a separate agreement that would allow for that school to actually occupy space in the sanctuary if the commission moved forward with the purchase, the funds to purchase the facility. The other piece was Fisk University, and in conversation with Eugene Turman, who's the representative that we deal with, Mr. Turman indicated that there have been conversations about Fisk actually occupying, I think there are a total of 12 additional classrooms above the sanctuary, and the private school actually needs 6 classrooms, and I believe Fisk University needs 4. So they have the space available to occupy both, and they've been in conversation. There's actually even a document, an addendum to the private school's lease that would allow them. So they have made an effort to do so, and they've communicated well in terms of what that looks like. And Mayor, first of all, Happy New Year. We would like to, as you indicated, Mr. Cannon did reach out during the last meeting and asked specifically for an appraisal, which I think we've gotten you guys a copy of the appraisal survey, as well as building inspection, industrial building inspection. Those are typically done during the closing process, but we'd like some additional time to go ahead and get those done, finished. So that is our request and hope.
Okay. Commissioner Harper?
Thank you, Mayor. Just one additional question, Dr. House. Appreciate you being here. Is there a real estate agent involved in the transaction?
No.
Good deal.
There's an attorney that is representing the church. I don't know who that firm is. I know they were responsible for writing the addendum that I just explained to Mr. Knight. But there is not a real estate agent. I believe they had a leasing agent on the front end, from what I understand, that helped with potential leases, but it's my understanding they do not have a contract with a real estate agent for purchase.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Gannon?
Thank you, Mayor. And it's not a question. My plans are to offer a deferment for another 30 days in order for the school system to be able to gather that information on the next meeting.
Correct.
So just wanted to inform everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. House.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioners, you'll see under your reports, and under item number 4 is the county, item number 3 is the nominating committee. Commissioner Gannon.
There you go. Thank you, Mayor Dirt. All right. Nominating committee met today at 5:30. We will be entering these nominations in at the next meeting. Agriculture Extension Committee, which is a 2 to 3 year term. Commissioner Ricky Ray is filling an unexpired term of Joe Wayant and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Commissioner Arnold Hodges is nominated to replace Garland Johnson for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. And Robert Leonard Atkins is nominated to replace Denny Green to serve his first 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Laura Sly is eligible to serve another 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Jail and Juvenile Detention Center, a 2-year term. Commissioner Chris Rasnick has been filling the unexpired term of Martha Brockman and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Commissioner Rashida Leverett is filling an unexpired term of Tommy Vallejos and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Museum Board, 3-year term. Commissioner Joe Creek has been filling an unexpired term of Larry Riccone and is eligible for a reappointment of the first 3-year term to expire January of 2023. The nominating committee, a 2-year term. Commissioner Jerry Albert is filling an unexpired term of Robert Gibbs and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire of January of 2022. Commissioner Charlie Keene is filling the unexpired term of Tommy Vallejos and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Economic and Community Development Board, a 4-year term. Jeff Purvis is nominated to fill an unexpired term of Russell Atkins with term to expire January 30th of 2021. School Liaison Committee, 2-year term. Commissioner Loretta Bryant has been filling an unexpired term of Wallace Red in the School Committee District Number 3, which consists of Commission District 6, 7, and 13, and 16, and is eligible to be reappointed for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Commissioner Garland Johnson is nominated to replace David Harper to serve School Liaison District Number 1, which includes Commission Districts 1, 3, 15, and 19, for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. Commissioner Ricky Ray is nominated to replace Jerry Albert to serve at School Committee District Number 2, which consists of Commission Districts 4, 5, 20, and 21, for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. And Commissioner Josh Beal is nominated to replace Charlie Keene to serve School District Number 4, which consists of Commission Districts 2, 14, 17, and 18, for a 2-year term to expire January of 2022. The Board of Health, Catherine Meeks is nominated to replace Donald Bo Battles as a graduate pharmacist representative and recommended by the Pharmacists Association for a 4-year term to expire October of 2023. And we will be entering those in at the next meeting as a motion.
I might just add to Commissioner Gannon's nominating committee nominations, Mr. Purvis and Ms. Meeks, we will have their resumes at the formal meeting. Under County Mayor nominations, Animal Care and Control Committee, Commissioner Jason Knight's been filling an unexpired term of Brandon Butts. Is nominated to fill a 2-year term, expire January 2022. Sheriff's Office Representative is nominated to fill the unexpired term of Jesse Nugent with a 2-year term to expire January 2022. Stephen Hofmeister is nominated as an at-large member to replace John Rudolph for a 2-year term to expire January 2022. And Dr. Ben Howard, as a veterinarian, is nominated to serve his second 2-year term to expire January 2022. Under the Purchasing Committee, Commissioner Arnold Hodges is nominated to replace Commissioner Chandler for a 1-year term expiring January 2021. Commissioner Tangi Smith nominated to replace Commissioner Pritchard for a one-year term to expire January 2021. Commissioner Ricky Ray is nominated to replace Commissioner Bill for a one-year term to expire January 2021. Commissioner James Lewis is nominated to replace Commissioner Leverett for a one-year term to expire January 2021. Under the Public Building Authority, Commissioner Riccone has been serving the unexpired term of Minerva Harris and is nominated to serve a full six-year term to expire December 2025. Under County Mayor appointments, Budget Committee, Commissioner John Gannon appointed to replace Commissioner Garland Johnson for a one-year term expiring January 2021. Commissioner Rashida Leverett appointed to replace Commissioner Ricky Ray for a one-year term to expire January 2021. And Commissioner Charlie Keene is reappointed for a one-year term to expire January 2021. Stormwater Board of Appeals, Grant Shaw as a lay member is appointed to serve a two-year term to expire January 2022. Alan Caldwell as a lay member is reappointed to serve a two-year term to expire January 2022. And Stanley Calhoun as an alternate is appointed to serve a two-year term to expire January 2022. 911 Emergency Communications District Board, Elizabeth Henley is reappointed to serve to a two-year term to expire January 2022. Gino Grubbs reappointed to a two-year term to expire January 2022. Commissioner David Harper is reappointed to serve a four-year term to expire January 2024. Chief John Smith is reappointed to serve a four-year term to expire January 2024. Jimmy Winters is reappointed to serve a four-year term to expire January 2024. And Mark Warzenak is reappointed to serve a four-year term to expire January 2024. And those are the county mayor nominations and the county mayor's appointments. You'll see also some additional reports filed on debt obligation. These are just required to be reported to the commission and then reported to the state comptroller's office. We have no announcements. Commissioners, any questions? We'll stand adjourned. Thank y'all.